MMA Fighting presents Timeline, Amanda Nunes vs. Raquel Pennington. January 7th, 2011. Strikeforce Challengers 13, Woodley vs. Safadine, Nashville, Tennessee. She defeats the future Bellator featherweight champion Julia Budd by a vicious knockout in only 14 seconds. Two other current UFC champions, Daniel Cormier and Tyron Woodley, were also on that card. Nunes would lose her following Strikeforce match by second-round TKO to Alexis Davis. July 28, 2012. Invicta FC 2. Baszler vs. McMahon. Kansas City, Kansas. Pennington, 1-1 as a professional at the time, makes her Invicta FC debut against future UFC veteran Sarah Moras. Pennington wins by unanimous decision. Also on that card would be Amanda Nunes making her Invicta FC debut. Nunes defeats Raquel Pennington by second round rear naked choke. October 6, 2012, Invicta FC 3, Penne vs. Sugiyama, Kansas City, Kansas. Pennington is set to face the undefeated Kat Zingano. Zingano would stop Pennington in the second round by rear naked choke. January 5th, 2013, Invicta FC 4, Esparza vs. Hyatt, Kansas City, Kansas. Once again, Nunes and Pennington are booked on the same card. Pennington is matched against Leslie Smith. Nunes faces Sarah D'Alelio. Both fighters lose by unanimous decision. August 3rd, 2013. UFC 163, Aldo vs. Korean Zombie, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Amanda Nunes makes her UFC debut against Sheila Gaff. Nunes dominates and wins by TKO in round 1.
Ariel Helwani post-fight at UFC 163 alongside Amanda Nunes, who just defeated Sheila Gaff in the very first round. Amanda, congratulations on your first UFC win. You mentioned in the post-fight interview you're the first Brazilian woman to win in the UFC. How much does that mean to you?
É sonho realizando, né? Pedi tanto a Deus por esse momento em minha vida e que eu estreasse assim brilhante como foi. Graças a Deus, tudo planejado, tudo treinado, muito certo, com grandes profissionais.
A lot of training paying off, and it is a dream come true. I would like to thank my coaches, and I had a lot of support from them, and that was a dream come true for me.
November 30th, 2013. The Ultimate Fighter Season 18 finale, Las Vegas, Nevada. After defeating Tonya Evinger and Jessamyn Duke in exhibition bouts for the reality show The Ultimate Fighter, Pennington makes her official UFC debut against Roxanne Modafferi. Pennington wins by unanimous decision.
But what has life been like outside of the show? Now that you're back in society, people noticing you, recognizing you, what's that been like?
You know, it's been an amazing experience. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've always had the dream of coming this far. And when I first started the sport, I remember telling my coach at the time, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be at UFC. And all the guys kind of joked and laughed about it with me, but like I was determined. And now that we have this opportunity and whatnot, I mean, I always wanted to be recognized a little bit more. I felt like coming out of Colorado Springs, I didn't get much recognition. So having the opportunity on The Ultimate Fighter and coming across the people I did, it's been great since that opportunity. The Ultimate Fighter alone was a great growing experience for me as a person and as an athlete, and then being out, having the recognition and stuff, it's my dream. Everything's finally coming true.
However, Pennington would lose her follow-up fight by split decision against Jessica Andrade at UFC 171, Hendricks vs. Lawler. September 27, 2014, UFC 178, Johnson vs. Carriazo, Las Vegas, Nevada. Nunes is matched up against top 5 ranked Kat Zingano on the pay-per-view main card.
You've been asking for this fight. You wanted it. You were very vocal about it. Why?
Because Kat #1 top contender. I think I can beat Kat Saturday, and I can have my opportunity to fight for the belt, and then that's the main thing.
You've also been talking a lot about Ronda Rousey. You've been very confident, saying things like you're going to beat her and whatnot. And we haven't heard this from you in the past. Why have you changed your sort of persona, your stance? And it's gotten you a lot of attention. I'm wondering why you decided to do that.
Yes, the many thing, right? Every girls in this weight class wanna be the champion, and then always talk about the Ronda Rousey, of course, because she's the champion. I wanted the belt after this fight. For sure, I need my opportunity for the belt.
Zingano defeats Nunes by round 3 TKO. Nunes would rebound and win her next 2 UFC bouts. A first-round KO stoppage of Shayna Baszler at UFC Fight Night 62, Maia vs. LaFleur. And a first-round submission finish over Sarah McMahon at UFC Fight Night 73, Teixeira vs. St. Preux. UFC 181, Hendricks vs. Lawler 2, Las Vegas, Nevada. Pennington is booked against Ashley Evans Smith. After suffering a severe cut on her forehead, Pennington recovers and wins by an impressive bulldog choke with only 1 second left in the first round.
I've been a beast with my chokes all fight camp. A lot of people kind of categorize me as this huge brawler, not realizing that, I'm a huge submission person, can't even talk. And it's crazy because finishing up my fight camp last week before I came out to Vegas, my teammate, I think he had enough of those. He went through a bunch of those brutal chokes, and it's just, I don't know, I have the strength and everything, and it's just, once I get around there, it's kind of something you got to go for. And I've learned that every second in the cage counts, so there's no second to waste. And I heard that clack for the last 10 seconds, and I was like, I still have plenty of time. Went for it, and I give it up to Ashley for not tapping. She wanted to go to a second round and everything, but I felt it as soon as I had it in there that something was going to happen.
How many stitches did you have to get post-fight?
I ended up going with, I think he said 9.
Okay.
9.
February 28, 2015. UFC 184, Rousey vs. Ngannou, Los Angeles, California. Pennington is set to welcome boxing champion Holly Holm to the UFC as the co-main event for the pay-per-view. Pennington is a heavy underdog going into the bout at plus 450.
She's an opponent. She's a challenge, and she's riding a huge hype train. It's just, it's exciting. She's coming into my home, so it's just something that I want to face.
What are you expecting from her? Obviously, she's a world-class athlete. She's had world titles, but everybody gets UFC jitters, it seems like. What are you expecting to see out of her?
A fight. I'm expecting her to come out strong. She's a world-class athlete. She's definitely going to be tough. A fight's a fight. But I just plan to be the superior fighter that night.
Holly Holm wins by split decision. September 5th, 2015, UFC 191, Johnson vs. Dodson 2, Las Vegas, Nevada. Pennington returns to action, this time in a rematch against Jessica Andrade. Raquel Pennington wins by submission at the end of round 2, earning herself a Performance of the Night check.
I've faced Holly Holm, I've faced Kat Zingano, I've faced Leslie Smith. All those girls that I have lost to, either a decision. Kat, she was the first girl to ever submit me. So that's kind of my way to turn around my career. I have a record that's 6-6 now, and I think a lot of those losses, I beat myself before I even walked into that cage. So I definitely want to show the fighter that I really am, and I plan to turn it around.
Pennington would go on to defeat Betch Correia by split decision at UFC on Fox 19, Teixeira vs. Evans.
If you ask me, in my honest opinion, I don't think I'm far from that title shot. I've already fought Holly Holm. Misha was obviously my coach on The Ultimate Fighter. I was her student. I helped her train for Rousey Part 2. There's kind of that storyline there. Everybody loves the storylines and whatnot. But when it comes down to it, I think that this triangle that's going on within the top 3 girls, it's something that needs to be broken. You have a lot of other girls who are busting their butt every single day, and we deserve that shot.
And Elizabeth Phillips by unanimous decision at UFC 202, Diaz vs. McGregor 2. March 5th, 2016, UFC 196, McGregor vs. Diaz, Las Vegas, Nevada. Nunes is set to face rising star Valentina Shevchenko.
Are you impressed with her as an MMA fighter, not Muay Thai? She has a couple wins over Joanna Jędrzejczyk, the strawweight champion of the UFC. But as an MMA fighter, are you impressed with her?
No, not really. I think I'm impressed with her last fight. She won by hip throw, right? But I'm not impressed at all.
So what does a win over her then mean for you? Do you think that, given the fact that maybe Ronda will be out for a while, that you'll be the #1 contender if you win this fight? Have you been told that by the UFC?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to finish as fast that I can, knock her out or on the ground, submit her, and even go to the 3 rounds. But it's looking good in the fight, And I think after that, I have my title shot.
Finally.
Finally.
Yeah. You won't accept anything else?
Anything else?
Nothing.
Nothing. Title shot, please.
Who do you want to win then, Holly or Misha? Who do you prefer?
I'm cheering for Misha.
Why?
I think Misha have a big chance. Take Holly down and then submit her. But I cheer for Misha.
Nunes wins a very competitive unanimous decision. July 9th, 2016. UFC 200, Tate vs. Nunes, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now riding a 3-fight winning streak, Nunes is set to face Miesha Tate for the UFC Bantamweight Championship.
Amanda, did you feel like you did enough in the last fight to deserve the title, and what do you plan to do to beat Miesha in this one?
Yeah, I think 3 in a row, and I did my work, I win the fight, and I deserve the title shot. And Saturday night, you guys are gonna see a new champion.
You obviously follow the division as closely as anyone. Is Miesha the best fighter in the division by your definition?
Yeah, I'm gonna fight the champion. Miesha is the best in the line right now, and I'm gonna beat her.
Amanda Nunes dominates Tate and finishes her by submission 3 minutes and 16 seconds into the first round. Amanda Nunes is the new UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion.
And does it make you proud to be the first openly gay champion in the history of UFC?
This is amazing. The more important, I'm happy with my life. This is the more important thing.
I know you guys live in I know you guys live in Florida, not in Orlando, but not so far away. How did the events of Orlando impact you and your friends?
Oh, sad, very sad, I wish these things doesn't happen anymore, Peace in the world is very important. And I don't think USA is going to let this happen again. I think it's going to stop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
November 12th, 2016. UFC 205, Alvarez vs. McGregor, New York City, New York. Raquel Pennington is matched up against former champion Miesha Tate on the stacked pay-per-view at Madison Square Garden. Rocky defeats Tate by unanimous decision. Tate would announce her retirement following the loss.
This is a huge opportunity. It's an honor to be here and fight on this New York card. If she was going to go out with her retirement, I wouldn't necessarily agree with the fact of going out with a loss, but Miesha has nothing to keep her head down about. She has every reason to keep her head high. Everybody says how Ronda is the face of women's MMA, but I believe that Miesha belongs up there too. She's done some wonderful things. She's put on some phenomenal performances, and this card, it's a huge opportunity making history, and if this is a card that she wanted to finish on, then all my respect. Yeah, I believe I've always been the black horse in women's MMA, the dark horse in women's MMA, and I don't think that I'm far away. I think I'm right there, and I've earned my spot to be here. I've never had an easy fight throughout my career. I fought all of the top opponents, and a lot of people are fooled by my record and stuff. But a lot of that was due to the fact of my own mental game up here. So for this fight, we went through. I was a phenomenal set of coaches in my corner, and we've changed up a lot of things, and just kind of proven to myself from here on out. And I believe I'm right there.
December 30th, 2016, UFC 207, Nunes vs. Rousey, Las Vegas, Nevada. The Lioness will defend her belt for the first time against the woman that the UFC created the division for, Ronda Rousey, who is making her return to competition since her knockout loss to Holly Holm at UFC 193.
How do you win this fight? Does a picture keep coming when you think about fighting Ronda December 30th, UFC 207? How do you envision beating her?
Honestly, I have a lot of ways, to this fight and go. And I keep like I said for the UFC 200, keeping my patience and then wait for the best moments. I know she's gonna do the mistake and I will capitalize.
You think early?
Maybe early.
Okay.
and I really don't know. I'm excited, you know. This is the one thing that I like to see how the fights go, to try to finish as fast as I can.
Do you think this will be her last fight?
I think so. How things go, she don't know how to do it, media and everything. How big she is, she don't know how to do it. This I think is gonna be the nice one.
And final thing for me, do you think this moment, you know, when you win the fight, they put the belt back on your waist, will it feel better than the 200 win because of who it is, because of how big this fight is, or do you think nothing will ever top that moment back in July?
That moment was amazing, but this one, I really gonna prove everybody I'm here to stay, you know, and then I think it's gonna be big because everybody's gonna start respecting me as a champion.
In one of the most one-sided victories ever in UFC championship bout history, Nunes decimates Rousey by standing TKO 48 seconds in the first round.
She thinks she's a boxer, you know? He like putting this thing in her head and make the girl believe in that. I don't know why he did that. She have a great judo, you know, and then she can like go more far away in this division, but he put like some like crazy thing about his boxing, and then like her career started like going down, and that's why I went there. I'm the real striker here, and this is the only thing I wanna like look at him like to say.
Kind of back to your last comment, do you think that's it for Ronda? Do you think she retires? Do you think that's it for her?
Yeah, that's it for her. For sure, she's gonna retire. She can't take anymore. If she wanted the rematch, I'm gonna do the same thing because she can take my punches.
September 9th, 2017, UFC 215, Nunes vs. Shevchenko 2, Edmonton, Alberta. Nunes makes the second defense of her title in a rematch against Valentina Shevchenko. Originally booked as the main event at UFC 213, Nunes was forced to pull out on the morning of the fight due to a sinus infection.
You feel like going into this fight, because of what happened in July, there's a little more pressure on you to sort of prove that you're the best, to prove that what was said about you in July isn't accurate. You fought some of the best, Misha and Ronda most recently, but now it seems like there's a spotlight on you a little more than in the past. Do you feel that way?
You know, I'm the champ. I have to defend this belt. I'm not gonna stay home like the belt there and then like, I'm sitting down in the couch. No, I have to step in the cage. I have to defend, and I will keep doing it. No pressure at all. I'm a fighter. I have to step in the cage and fight. This is what I like to do.
Sure.
You know, nobody's gonna stop me, and I feel like I'm in the best shape ever. You know, than ever, and I'm ready for Valentina for sure. I know everything she's gonna bring that night. I fight her. I beat her already, and I will do it again.
In a very closely contested match, Nunes defeats Shevchenko by split decision.
You know, a lot of people talk about my last fight against Valentina was 3-minute rounds, and then I got tied in the 30, all those things. But people have to understand it. The fight evolve. The fight evolve. You know, I'm always go back to the gym. You wanna do better and better. Go back to the gym, learning new things. You know. And tonight was 5 rounds that I want to show for people. No knockout, no submission, 5 rounds. This was my strategy tonight. In the first 2 rounds, I kicked her, and then I caught her knee, and then I got a little bit hurt, and then I not be able to do that much in the fight. And I save a lot of energy, making her do all the work. This was the strategy. You know, make her miss, make her do all the work, and then waiting for the best moments to change the rounds was with my takedowns at the end, and with a little bit strike and kicks to make her keep like punching, then keep her like moving, and get her tired. And I not be able to do that much because I hurt my foot. And I still like try to, of course, knock her out. But my big thing tonight was go to 5 rounds, show the world I'm ready. I'm the champion. I'm here to stay.
May 12th, 2018, UFC 224, Nunes vs. Pennington, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Amanda Nunes will defend her belt for the 3rd time against Raquel Pennington as the main event at Jeunesse Arena.
Já que vocês são amigas, tem como dar um abraço?
Vai, Niana.